Hello, hello. Hello, hello. And today is the day of the advent of code, right? It has started. We're going to try and solve that in my programming language. Hello, penguin. um. mm, Right, let's get to it. Let's get to it immediately. But before reading this, I will create the repository for it, right? So let's go projects and hello ingest. Have you ever tried Advent of Code ingest? I don't know if I don't know, but like that's like the way to test your skills, I guess, as somebody who's learning programming, for example. I don't know if you should try it, but I mean, why not? Um, unless day one is going to take you 1 billion years. Are the problems hard? Well, I mean, day one is really easy, I think. Usually, they get harder as the days go, but the first one should be easy. Hello, Nigel. 1 billion days of Advent of Code, yeah. GitHub create repository. Create on GitHub from scratch. Repository name Advent of Code 2025. Do I create this on my personal account? I guess. Advent of Code 2025 with test. Public. README, I will add README later. And that stuff. License. Do you need license for that? Whatever. Do this. Advent of Code 2025. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy from Advent of Code 2024 Lakenex here. All right, let's see. So we have Nix and stuff, right? Let's see. Yeah, so like we just install cast from the current repository, right? Let's see if that works. I need to say use Lake here and run allow. Let's see what's going to happen. Can I build my language with Nix? right now. It should be working. Oh, Betseg.
Hello, Betseg.
Hi. Okay, it says that undefined variable cast. Yeah, it should be like inputs, I suppose. All right, I'm just installing my own language and like fixing its version. In the repository. The derivation failed. Because error generated a camel module doesn't exist. Okay, that actually makes sense. So let's fix let's fix a little bit. So I have because I was trying to make the transpiler to OCaml, I have this like thing here which is called generated OCaml. Right. But then I ignore the thing because that's supposed to be generated. You know. And that's why this thing is not compiling, right? It says that the module doesn't exist. Yeah. How do I want to like structure that? I can like literally just delete the generated OCaml. I don't want it to be deleted though. I more like I want to. Like basically what happens is if I remove generate camel ML and then I try doing build, then it's not building, right? There you go. Module doesn't exist, and that's literally what's happening. So how do I fix that? I can fix that by creating the module. And then maybe like I don't ignore that. But then I will want to ignore that once I actually start using it. Maybe I commit this, and then but then I don't commit the git ignore, so that this thing is like existing in the repository, right? Empty, generated, camel, and then I discard that. So that, but this thing is still known to the git, even though it's being ignored. So if I write something here, then well, but now it is here in the list of changes, and I don't want that. Even though it's ignored, it's already known to the git index, right? Okay, maybe I will just fix that later. I don't know really how to do that stuff. Or maybe like I should have just like generated should be its own Dune library so that I ignore the entire folder, but this still has like the natives is the idea. So like there's still a file that's implemented here. Okay, whatever. Let's just do that for now. Let's do push. And then Nix Flake update. So it's compiling this thing. Right? And do I have it installed now? Cast. Print. stdio print hello. And it works, right? Okay, nice. So this is just me installing my language. All right, use Flake. Let's add git ignore. And I'm going to ignore Duranth. Is that the only thing that I need to ignore here? I think. Flake. Installing cast. All right, so because I have installed cast here, if I try creating a file here, which is let's make it in the folder source source day one cast, right? Something like that. Okay, and then I want to add a workspace cast where I specify all of the roots like so. And how is my cast LSP going? Is it not going? Okay, now we have the language server here working. Source day one. I should have the auto-completion here too. I mean, not the auto-completion, this stuff. Cannot use dot star error field prelude. That's right, because it's prelude. There we go. Yeah, okay, so and then we can use this thing as a script, so we can do usr bin env cast, and that's how we run it, right? So I can just do a source day one, right? I can chmod source day one. I can just like launch it like this. Line 2, use command not found. Wait, what? Is it thinking that it's bash? What? Cast source day one. But this does not work. Wait, what? Why? usr bin env cast. Cast source day one. That's what I expect to see here. Oh, wait, is it because... Oh, wait, for some reason my formatter adds an empty space in the beginning here, but why would that do... But why would it do it? Can I save without formatting? In this... In NeoVim? No? What about Helix? Okay, now that works. Okay, it's because my formatter for some reason adds a space. Is it going to be so in VS Code too? Or is that a problem with my formatter? No, not here. No, not this file. I need to into code projects advent of code 2025. Let's see. Yeah, my formatter adds a space over here in the beginning, which leads to this file being not executable. Because the shebang is broken. This must be the first character in the file, right? Yeah. I think I want to fix that before because I want to use the formatter. I'm pretty sure I would like to use the formatter. Let's see, cast, let's see, formatter, STD formatter, cast FMT format. This is what I want. Or is it because... Wait, so we do print AST, let's see. Print AST. Comments before. And then I print. Is comment true? Comment span. If it is a comment and previous was not a comment, then if previous span finish line... Oh, yeah, so previous span right now is the beginning. Which is why we printed this. Okay, yeah, so if it is a comment, yeah, this means that like this is supposed to print a space between, like, if the comment is on the same line as the previous thing that I printed. Let's fix that, I guess. I'm going to say I'm going to say, like, I guess end previous span finish line. What is the beginning? Is it index 0? What's beginning? I mean index 0, line 1, column 1. Yeah. I guess what I can do... Finish line... I mean, hold on. If end previous position finish is not equal to position beginning. How about that? This has tab span ref. Like this, right? So if I comment this out, and then I try to do examples hello and try to have a comment in the beginning, then right now it formats by adding a space here. But now if I'm going to uncomment that, go back, to examples hello here, then try write this again, then it removes this. Okay, nice. I fixed it. Fix comment, fix extra space in beginning of file starting with a comment. Okay, let's go back. Oh shit, what did I do? That was the wrong file. I have a script that positions this window automatically or something. Projects, Advent of Code 2025, Nix, Flake, update. So I need to, like, update my language now so that my formatter works. Okay, so now we go J1 here. There you go. And now I save this file. We have this thing, and then we can run J1. Okay, nice. Now we can actually read the problem and try to solve it, right? There's going to be some things that are missing in the language in the standard library, though. So we'll see. Okay, the elves have good news and bad news. The good news is that they have discovered project management. This has given them the tools they need to prevent their usual Christmas emergency. For example, they now know that the North Pole decorations need to be finished soon so that other critical parts can start on time. The bad news is that they have realized that they have a different emergency. According to their resource planning, none of them have any time left to decorate the North Pole. Save Christmas, the elves need you to finish decorating the North Pole by December 12th. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. You arrive on the secret entrance to the North Pole base, ready to start decorating. Unfortunately, a password seems to have been changed, so you cannot get in. A document taped to the wall helpfully explains, due to the new security protocols, the password is locked in the safe below. Please see the attached document to the new combination. The safe has a dial with only an arrow on it. Around the dial are numbers from 0 to 99 in order. As you turn the dial, it makes a small click noise as it reaches each number. The attached document, your puzzle input, contains a sequence of rotations, 1 per line, which tells you how to open the safe. A rotation starts with an R, L, or R, which indicates whether the rotation should be left or to the right, and then the rotation has a distance value, which indicates how many clicks the dial should be rotated in that direction. So if the dial were pointing at 11, the rotation of R8 would cause the dial to point at 19. After that, rotation of L19 would cause it to point at 0. Because the dial is a circle, turning the dial left from 0, 1 click makes it point at 99. Similarly, turning the dial right from 99, 1 click makes it point to 0. So if the dial were pointing at 5, rotation of L10 would cause it to point at 95. After that, a rotation of R5 would cause it to point to 0. The dial starts by pointing at 50. You could follow the instructions, but your recent required official North Pole secret entrance security training seminar taught you that the safe is actually a decoy. The actual password is the number of times the dial is left pointing at 0 after any rotation in the sequence. All right, so here's our input. Wait, how do I do this? We can do day1 slash main ks instead. This, call this main, and say that this is day1 main, something like that. Why don't I have the language server working there? Oh, because it's day 01, not day 1. It's going to work now. I save this. There we go. Okay, nice. Yeah, so we have a folder, and then we'll have the example input txt, right? And we copy this, put that here, and that's our example, so that we can try testing this. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to read the input anyway. Let's see how this is going to work. Yeah, so the input let's see, I need to create the input type, I guess. That's going to be like a list, right? I'm going to use for lists let's just say list of instructions, right? I'm going to say that a list is std collections. I'm going to use the crypto for that, and then we say that instruction is the thing where we have like direction is direction and distance, which is that, right? And then direction is either left or right, something like this. So when you want to forget that I don't need the commas. Yeah, so I just need this to be I just need to be able to read the input, right? So read input is a function that should return input, right? And then we need to like implement it somehow here. So we want to say that input is read input, and then dbg print input, right? Let's see, day1 main ks, right? So for now, because I use the underscore here, we don't know what the input is. Let's see if I can actually do the reading. First of all, I need to read the file itself. I made like something so that it's possible. Yeah, so like we have std, and in std we have std. We have std.sys where we can change the current working directory, and I'm going to do that. Right, so we change the current working directory to where the file actually is, and then we say that the input over here is a read file. Let's just read the example here for now, right? Example txt. So that's going to be the string, right? Print input. This should successfully read it, right? So, but now we need to parse it. So how would we do that? We have std string. No, we don't have std string. Yeah, my language server is actually breaking. I don't know how to restart it properly. Let's do Helix instead. Helix doesn't have the... Helix doesn't have the syntax highlighting right now. Fine, we go VS Code. Okay, so std string, what do I have there? Oh, it's std string, like the capital. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, so we have what? We can do lines. How is this implemented? Yeah, so we just do the substring here. End line. how about I do this, right? So we do string lines input line into std dbg print line. Let's do that. std, yeah, I'm breaking my type as I'm like typing the thing, so I need to like restart the language server. Yeah, the language, like this is in this version of my language, we started with LSP even before the language existed. Like, yeah, I have LSP. It works. We can like rename things. We can go to definition, hover the types and stuff, but it breaks. It seems like I am like changing the types of things in the standard library. So like my LSP is right now mutating the types in the standard library. Like because like it happens probably because if I do like std like something like this, then it thinks that it's a function now because I used it as a function, right? And then if I remove this line, it still thinks that it is a function, and that is wrong, right? Yeah, so like, yeah, that's a little annoying, so I will need to restart my LSP right now every now and then. Okay, let's see all the lines that we get here. Yeah, so we have a couple empty lines, right? Which is I mean, there is 2 empty lines here, literally. I guess I should just ignore the lines that are empty, right? Can I compare the strings right now? Let's say if line is not equal to empty line, then we do something. It seems like that works. All right, nice. I can compare the strings. Good. So these are my non-empty lines. And now for each of those, I should, so let's say that let's result is list create. So we create a new list. We go over the lines of the input. And I need to like, yeah, so the result is something that to return in the end. And over here I need to parse the instruction, right? So we just say result is list pushback result and parse instruction line. I think that's what we want. List pushback is not there. Okay, it's not pushback. I guess it is merge this and list singleton. A little weird because it's not really a list. So parse instruction is not defined. Let's see. Parse instruction is a function that takes a string, returns instruction. So I needed to say that we have a character, right? Direction character is the string dot get or something. Index of, wait, do I even have characters? I cannot get the character at a given index. So I think I need to add that to the language, actually. If you have 2 and 4 unique, my brain just latched on that. Hello to Mousetail for Mousetail. Yeah, I cannot do get at for strings. I think I need to implement that. So have std string this thing. I just need to say const get at. It's going to be what? It's going to be s string and index, which is integer, and this should return a character, right? So if we are in the interpreter, then it's going to be string dot get at string index. Let's do that. What's the problem? Function type cannot be expression. Oh, because not equal, but the arrow. Right? Okay, cast std string get at hello 0. It's going to say that there is no native, so we're going to go to natives in the interpreter. String dot, yeah, let's do this. Get at string dot get at. It takes whatever. Let's just say new. Not inferred. Yeah, new inferred. Sure. Let's copy this instead. What? Yes. Okay, so how do I implement the string length? Expect, so we need two unnamed fields, and then we have a string and index. This is unnamed 2. We have string, and then we have index is index value, expect integer, expected index to be integer. Okay, and then we have yeah, I just need to do a character string get string dot, wait, how do you get a character? Oh, just get, yeah, just get int 32 to int index string option unwrap or else error out of bounds, right? That's how we do it. Let's try std string get at hello 2. No native string get at and why did I change the implementation of the length? That makes no sense. Length. Can I like discard? Ah, shit. Yes. I discard. Oh, you want to discard on stage changes? No, I want the other thing. I guess I want to stage this. And then I want to discard on stage changes. So this is a string get at, but I need to first add this to the list of exported things, right? So get at. String get at hello to wait, is this not going through RL wrap anymore? Where's my cast? I am having RL wrap, but it's not because it's going through T. I see. So std string get at abc2. That's going to be C. Std string get at abc5. That's going to be an error. Okay, nice. String get at. Don't worry about us. We're just using your chat as DMs. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, basically I want to get the character at index 0, right? So string at index 0, and then I'm going to... I cannot match on the character, so I need to do an equals, right? So like if direction is equal to R, right? Then it's going to be right, else it's left, else it's left. Else if direction is equal to L, then left. Else what? Else underscore. I don't have like the panics right now. Maybe I will add that too today. So direction is this, right? Can I maybe like add some... add something like this? This is like panicking, right? So direction is that is of type direction, right? Nice. Okay. So now what? Now we need to actually parse the integer. Else rm slash. The rm is not implemented yet either, so I don't think I can do that. So now I need to parse an integer. I have not implemented parsing integers yet, so I think I can implement... Actually, no, I cannot implement parsing the integers because that will require converting characters to integers, right? Yeah, let's do basically so distance is supposed to be... yeah, I need to like be able to convert a character to ASCII code, right? Which I cannot. So I need to implement the ORD. That yeah, because my characters are like a separate type, I cannot just subtract 32 from them. It's not C, you know? But yeah, we want to say distance is parse integer. Wait, no, I have a built-in. I'm pretty sure we have. Let's take a look at std. Right, we have std. we have std string to int32 because like if I want to implement this inside the language, then yeah, but this is already built into the interpreter right now. So yeah, we can do std string to int32. I guess this is already in the prelude, so we just say string. Wait, is string like exported, by the way? I'm not sure. No, it's not. But std string is a little weird. Maybe let's do just string. Let's say use std string like this. Maybe. Yeah. So I will just say string substring as from 1 to string length s minus 1, right? And then we put that over there. Okay, does that work? Does that work? If you have STD, you need a doctor. Welcome, Diago. So distant is an integer. There you go. That works. So then I just say that this returns direction. I call it direction and the distance. Like this. So I need to rename this to direction, and I need to this direction char. Sure, a little longer names. It's fine. I don't like how long this is, but yeah, let's maybe do this. Oop. All right, there you go. The debug printing though of a list is a little weird because I used trips here for implementation. So let's instead do this. A list iterate input with instruction. I mean with just std dbg print like this. I'm going to print each instruction on its own line without printing the line itself, right? There we go. So that's what I have parsed, right? Direction left, distance 68. Direction left, distance 30. Direction right, distance 48. Okay, I parsed the input. That's already half of me solving the problem, right? Nice. Restart language server. So what do we do now? We just need to count the like we start at 50, right? Okay, so here this is the input, and then we just say that just a third. Yeah, because there's part 2 too, right? Yeah. So we say that let current position, I guess, it's going to be E50, right? That's what we start at, and then we go through the instructions, list iterate input. So we have instruction, and then hello sudo, please. Actually, like, isn't instruction just a single number? Why do I even need this? I mean, that's like nice for showing the language, I guess, but like I want to convert this to an actual integer, right? Just if it's left, then it's negative. That's all, right? Maybe we can have a helper function, you know, something like this. Instruction delta is a function that takes instruction and returns just an integer, right? So that's going to be match instruction direction with left, then negative instruction distance, If it's right, then it's positive instruction distance. Do I have positive, by the way? I'm not sure. I can do that right now. Oh, wait, I don't have unary minus. I need to do 0 minus here right now. Distance, there we go. I don't have unary minus. That's a thing that we could improve, I guess. So we have a instruction, and then I just say here that for every instruction, I want to say that current position is current position plus instruction delta of instruction. Do you have bool not? I'm not sure that I have bool not. I don't think I have it. We can add all of these like missing small pieces easily though. Over here I want to say plus equal. That's also another thing that is really easy to add. Like as just a syntax sugar. Actually, let me implement this right now. I'm just going to move that to the standard library. Here's how we do it. We say syntax. We say syntax add a sign. Syntax add a sign, but I need to like kind of know what the priorities are. 15. So add a sign, we just have the x plus equal I mean a plus equal b. Just underscores can be used here, I guess. And then we can implement syntax a plus equal b. To be basically a is a plus b. There we go. And then we can use this syntax here already, right? Nice. So then we add the instruction delta to the current position, and then we say that if current position is equal to 0, then we say answer plus equal 1, right? Where answer is 0, right? And then we just dbg print answer, I guess. Okay, so the answer is 2 for the example, right? Wait, why is it 3? I have a bug? Hold on. Let's debug current position. std dbg print current position. Did I misunderstand something? We have a... Oh, wait, right, because we don't have negative 18, right? Yeah, it's because we have a negative 100, which is same to 0, right? This is it's not exactly plus equal, right? We need to go in circle. So, yeah, I don't have the module operation right now, but we can... we can do something. Percent equal... I mean... What would I even like have the definition of the percent operator even? I'm not sure. Like in C, when you have a negative number, then your like percent can result in negative number, right? And how would I do it in my language? I don't know. But anyway, we can do. We just need to have. We can do it with a while, with an if, you know. Yeah, I guess we don't need the plus equal then. I mean, we use it for the answer, I guess. But over here we say current position plus. Let's just have this. Let's have a function, you know, rotate current position using the instruction delta, right? Something like that. And then we have the function rotate which is having the position and delta, and that returns position plus delta. Right, result position plus delta. We return result, but we say that if result is less than 0, then result plus equal 100, right? If result is more than or equal than 100, then result plus minus equal 100, and we need to do the minus equal to then, right? Like subassign minus equal and like minus. And this should probably be like a while then, right? You used 1 plus equal to turn into minus equal. You mean this? In the implementation of minus equal, this is still was a minus, was a plus. Copy paste errors, yeah. I guess this should work. This could be a while. I don't have whiles yet though. We can implement whiles though similarly. So now the answer is actually 3. Okay, this is correct. So let's try to solve this on the real puzzle input and see how long this is going to take. Is my language having performance issues? It might. 2025 source day 1 input txt. Let's see. So I just use the input txt now here. How big is this file? Let's say line index is 0, line index plus equal 1, which means that I need to implement this syntaxes earlier. But I want to print line index, right? Something like that. Okay, this is pretty slow. Small talk while waiting. How many lines of I mean, this is it didn't even parse 100 lines yet. This is really slow. 4,000-ish. Yeah, I think I need to figure out what is the problem here. I'm going to assume that it is substituting the bindings always. Like if I go to substitute bindings here, is it running interpreted right now? Yeah, I don't have the compiler yet. I feel like I need to the substitution not be happening here. Because I will assume that this is the thing that is running the slowest. Because I'm literally on every operation, I am going through the entire structure. So it's that's the slow part here, right? For sure. Do I want... So this is the interpreter command. We have the function that is called call untyped function, and this is where I'm doing the substitution. So I'm traversing the value, which leads to performance issues. I should not be traversing all of the values on every function call, I think. I can start by trying to do that only on like I need to do this only on generics, right? Only when I'm calling the generic function. So like let's say over here, sub mode is going to be substitute bindings mode. Let's do that. Let's go there, and then I want to have you know, yeah, sure. Let's have type mode is either none or um or full, or we sometimes want to only substitute, like this is mostly used for the functions, right. Function only, I guess, something like that. What do you mean unbound constructor? Mode is here. What does OCaml mean here? Oh, maybe like because I'm not running the thing in the background. Yeah, that's why. All untyped function submode. Yeah, so I need to match submode here, right? Oh wait, this is like let's start with this. If it's none, then we just return the result. If it's full, then we return this thing. This is supposed to be like only type, basically, right? Type only. Yeah, I guess type only is what we want here. Untyped function. So this is when I'm instantiating a generic of type false. Well, this, I mean, this also means because when I'm substituting the bindings, I need to like what's happening right now is that, yeah, I don't do the substitution of the types at all unless it is immediately being a type. I feel like maybe Type only and function only. Sure, let's do that. Sub mode, in this case, when I'm instantiating the generic, I want function only, I think. When I'm calling normal function, we just don't do any. And like similarly to the type only, if I have a function only, then this should substitute like the function. Expect function returns, yeah, this expected function. This should not be substituted to type now. Only. Expected function. No, this is not like expected function actually. This should turn the original one twice. I just substitute value result here because we know that it's a function maybe. It has type value, but it has type value shape. Yeah, we just do this. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure. It's weird. Compiler. This is where I figure out the generic instantiation type. So substitution mode is going to be type only in this case. Okay. So the important question is if my like trip still going to be working here. Maybe. I guess. I think it's working. More substitution hacks. Next like update. Let's see. I mean, I could have just tried running this from here, like cast projects, event of code 25 day source day 1 in, right? This is a lot faster, right? This is a lot faster, but it's still, yeah, 4500, but it still is like pretty slow, like compared to what I want, right? But yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. So yeah, we just do this 1, 2, 3. I'm like parsing 1,000 lines a second or something. These lines are very, very short, but yeah, this seems like okay. So 482 is my answer. for advent of code day 1, right? Submit. And this is not the right answer. Beautiful. Is it because this number can be more than 100? So I need to do a while here, actually. Let's do while. Wait, do I have while? No, I do not have while. Let's implement syntax while. Language diff. What do you mean? Syntax while is going to be while condition. Do I have a do? Like while condition, it should be probably do body. Maybe while condition do body is going to be implemented as loop if condition then body else break, right? Something like that. We'll do while this do. Wait, what's the priority on this? That's the important question. Something similar to a loop? I mean, is it something similar to a loop? I don't know. No, it should not be. It's like, it should be similar to ifs, I guess. 7.5? Potentially. Is what I want here. Yeah, and this should be dollars. Nice. What are you saying now? We'll have an error. In the end, I guess while did not work. This stack trace is long. Is it Stack Overflow while? Wait, what's the while there even? Result do. How do we like expand selection, shift alt right error? Shift alt right arrow. Yeah, this seems like it's done properly. Syntax wise. Oh wait, yeah, while result is less, then we add 100. While it's more, then we do minus equal. Let's go back to example, I guess. While. What's the actual error though? Is it not telling me the error? It should say like unhandled, maybe effect or something. What's the actual error message here? Wait, there is no error message. While. Yeah, wait, there is no error message. It's because I'm using break. I think. Because break is implemented using an exception. And then over here I'm catching all the exceptions. But this exception should not like... Yeah, okay. That actually makes sense. Kind of, but this is like... thing that I should fix probably. With an exception. Yeah, we do control flow using exceptions. Okay, this one is the right answer. Yeah. So I guess there are numbers that are more than 100 there. What's funny about having breaks implemented using exceptions? With CPU exceptions? No, with the interpreter is using camel, right? So when we see break in code, then we are throwing an exception, and then the exception is being catched at the loop body. That's how we break out of loops. All right. Well, I mean, it's we have a more general. Does OCaml use CPU exceptions, or is it an interpreter? No, OCaml is a compiled language. So there is like, I don't know, whatever C++ is using, I guess. Something similar. CPU exceptions. Is C++ using CPU exceptions? Is there like an extraction for exception? I thought, like, what is even CPU exceptions? CPU exceptions. What even is that? Like the interrupts, you mean, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when I was writing assembly. I do not remember the exception things. There was like the interrupts, but aren't they? I don't know. Like there are interrupts that are handled by the operating system, but I guess you can do that like for your own code to define your own handler for an interrupt, I suppose, right? I don't know how exceptions are actually implemented. They can also be implemented by like just using normal jump instructions, right? You can basically you have like two ways to return from a function, I guess, right? Either normally or with an exception, because you need to clean up after yourself if you're writing language like C++, right? So you still need to basically have an implicit like try catch on every function call, I guess. Yeah, like you need to unwind the stack anyway, so yeah. And like my loops are implemented technically. This is also a syntax sugar because I don't have a built-in break instruction. Break is also just syntax sugar. Break. So I just have in my language the unwind instruction, literally. This is called unwinding. And then we use like the current loop block using some compile time variable. Yeah. So stuff. Okay, yeah, so I like it's just this should not be printed, whatever. So the answer is correct, right? Now we can try to see the part 2. You're sure that's the right password, but the door won't open. You knock, but nobody answers. You build a snowman while you think. As you're rolling the snowballs for your snowman, you find another security document that must have fallen into the snow. Due to newer security protocols, please use password method this until further notice. You remember from the training seminar that this method means you're actually supposed to count the number of times any click causes the dial to point at 0, regardless of whether it happens during the rotation or at the end of one. Following the same rotations as in the above. Okay, yeah, that makes sense now. Okay, let's try example again. So we need to rotate, right? And now we are doing this while rotating, right? I guess we can do over here. can change answer from inside here. Um, bum, 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 bum. Just have rotate delta. This is current position. It's going to mutate the thing. How do I write this? We just need to see when we go from current position to current position plus delta, how many like zeros are in between. Right? Can I say something like maybe we just do the deltas in like things, right? Like while delta is more than 0, we do something, you know. We say like if delta is I don't know. My brain doesn't work how to actually solve this simple thing. We can just divide, right? By the 100. Something. It also kind of like depends on the direction here. Right? Let's just start with delta being more than 0. What do we do then? If delta is more than 0, then what do I do? So current position plus delta. Plus delta divided by 100 is the amount of times we reach 0, actually, right? And we just need to add that to answer. Because current position is already like less than 100 and is a positive number, so like that's yeah, that's the easy one. Otherwise we add to the answer, since if it's negative, So we have a current position plus delta. Um, um, divided by 100. But I want to divide by 100 by while rounding down, right? No, it's also like we can reach the 0 here. Current position. Well, I mean, or we can just do it inside of this while, right? While current position is less than 0, we say current position plus equal 100. Like, plus equal 100 definitely means... No, that's not what it means. Does not mean that we went through 100. My brain doesn't work. This is really easy. It's like the problem for the first grade or something. But my brain is broken, I guess. If it's negative, I can just do the stupid way. Why? Let 0 is 0, right? I can do something like this. While 0 is more than or equal than current position plus delta, which is like my target, right? This is 0 minus equal 100. So like, am I reaching this? Yes, unless it was the original position. If current position is not 0, then answer plus equal 1. This is wrong. Or is it not? 9. Current position and answer. Oh wait, if answer is equal to 0, then it's plus equal 1. Like, this does not need to be here anymore. So it's 6 then, yeah. This is stupid. There's like a better solution. I don't know why am I having a problem thinking about it. That's the right answer. So I solved this thing. I'm not satisfied with my solution though. All right, so here's the code written in my language. I want to move some things here to the standard library, like add a sign, sub a sign, and a while probably should be moved to the standard library, right? But let's commit this anyway. Day 1 solved. All right, now let's improve a little bit. Also, I want to kind of like save the part 1. Right? I want to kind of save the part 1 too. Maybe I want this to be like not like hacked into the solution, but like having this as the arguments actually. Do I want to be able to handle the program arguments? I can do that, right? Like we can do sysargv or something, right? Over here. But sysargv would be actually like a list, and my interpreter does not know anything about the lists. I mean, we can say argc and get argument at a given index, I guess. That's another thing. And then I could implement it in the standard library. Right? Yeah, why not? Let's say this. Let path be if std sys argc as more than like at least 2, right? So like the program itself and an argument. Then it should be std sys argv1 argv at 1. We can do that. Argc, this should probably just be a function, right? Yeah, and like by default we are just going to use the example then, right? When you write the run this program normally, you just use the example. Yeah, makes sense. So and then input is read file path. So yeah, let's implement this argc and argv. Okay, argc is a function returning integer, right? If it's interpreter, I can change this to be target name is equal to interpreter, by the way, at this point. Here and here. So this is going to be sys argc, and then we have argv at is going to be integer into string. Sys argv at, sure. And then we can actually implement the argv, which returns like a list in the language itself by like collecting them or whatever. But this needs to be like built in. It's the interpreter. Sys. Let's see. Argc. Argc takes a unit and returns int. We ignore the argument and they just return. So how now we need to figure out how to do that in OCaml, right? In OCaml is literally just sys.argv list length, right? Argv is a list, and then into int32 of int, right? That this argv has type string. Oh, it's array. Array length. Right, there you go. So this should never fail. And then we have the function called argv@. This takes an integer, returns a string. Arg. So this should be an integer index. So this should be sys argv array get array get does throw an exception here instead of doing the bound checking, so I guess I need to bound check myself here. Is there a function that does it optionally? No. Okay, fine. I mean, I can have this function of for myself, right? stdml. Do we have the arrays here extensions? I do. Yeah, let's do that. So for the arrays, I want the function get opt is going to be at into a into int, right? Get. Wait, and why is it like that? It's weird. The argument order in OCaml is so like weird. For some functions, it's like reversed. I guess it's based on mutability of the thing, because array is like a mutable thing and list is not, and then they have the flipped arguments because of that. Yeah, so I just go and say that if function array index, if index less than 0 or index is more than or equal than length, then none, else some get a index, right? Like this. So this should return option. Like that. So now we over here just say array get opt. Wait, why can I not do a get opt here? Because I'm not running the LSP support because it's OCaml. All right. Get opt index. So I'm going to match this with none. Then I'm going to return error. It's some arg. Then I do this string arg, right? Flow goes up I. Yeah, so I cannot pipe this. I need to do like get opt this index, right? Index, and I need to convert that to an integer. Int to int. Every time I'm amazed at how you can read and write OCaml. It looks very involved for complex cases. Reading, I mean, I guess I can read OCaml if I like, but I like the only OCaml that I actually am reading is my own code, right? So that's a lot easier. If I try to read some other people's code, that's more difficult, right? I don't think OCaml is a very nice readable language. and it's sometimes is difficult to write language too. So yeah. But it's not because it's involved. It's because OCaml is actually a simple language, and I have the problem with it, same as with other simple languages. Like if a language is simple, then when you try to write a complex program in it, it means that the complexity is in your program instead of it being inside of the language, which is why I don't like simple languages. You need to like write more verbose, stupid stuff just because the language wanted to be simple. Sounds like problems Go has. Yeah, that's the same reason why I don't like Go, why I don't like, I don't know, Zig and like C, like, I don't know, like any language that is like advertises itself as simple. I think it's not an advantage, it's a disadvantage of a language. Because it means that it's less expressive. So like the only advantage is that like you can like is that you learn it quicker, right? But at some point there was just, I don't know, I just don't like it. I don't know. But it's good for beginners, I guess. Okay, so we have sys argv and argc. Let's see if this works now. Cast this. Fail to generate the following targets. Wait, what? OCaml failed to compile. That's the first time I see this message. Rule failed to generate the target. Source cast util objects byte unknown. What does this even mean? And if I try to rerun this, then it actually works? Beautiful. Sys changed their expected string argument. No, this is out of bounds. Sys argv at out of bounds. Sys argv at expected int 32 argument. So I'm actually out of bounds here. Hello Valley. What do you mean by CPU exceptions? So far as I know, exceptions are implemented in software, even in low-level languages. Yeah, that's what I was saying myself. I mean, there is like the interrupts in assembly, right? Interrupt instruction. Like there is this, like x86 has instruction called int. Maybe like this is basically kind of like an exception, right? But what it does is just like, this is just a jump to like, this is just like a fancy jump, right? I think. But it is mostly used in real mode, so like this is like basically deprecated, because in protected mode this is a privileged instruction, so like your code is supposed to not have this instruction anyway, right? This is reserved for the kernels, I guess. So you don't really like generate this instruction anyway. Yeah. Because it's privileged. So you do it like with normal like stuff. Yeah. Okay, so why am I out of bounds though? Well, that's because I guess I have a feeling that my PC starts to lag. Let's take a look at the RAM usage right now. No. think everything is fine. Maybe it's all fine. So I think it's because sysargv argv inocaml sysargv. The command line arguments, the first element is the command name used to invoke the program. Yeah, okay. Can I print the argc? To see what this is? argc is 2. That makes sense. Oh wait, sysargv add expected in 32 arg. That's my error. argv at in 32. Oh wait, what did I even say here? Int 32 is an... Oh wait. Okay. So the problem here is that I have introduced a variable called int 32, which is of type unknown. Instead of saying that this is the index of this type, and then I need to call this with not with a path. Like, it's also weird. What's a path? Oh, because path is like another module, so I call this function with a module. Yeah, that makes sense. Weird. And this over here also should not be path. It should just be unit. Okay, argc. Yeah, but in this case it works because I was ignoring the argument. Din 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 din. Stack trace. Could not parse int 32 is being envcast. Wait, my argc is 2. Oh wait, I know. Yeah. I need to fix that. So like, because what we actually run is we do... Wait, no, that's not what we do. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, that's what we do, right? Because we are running the cast binary. So our argv is actually looking like this. We have cast, and then like program ks, and then the arguments, right? But when I expose this functionality to our cells, we should not know about this, right? So it's not like... Din 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 din. The cattle, hello, why do you have activate Linux? Because it's not activated, that's why. But basically every modern language, maybe they meant stack unwinding as CPU exceptions, and some other thing I haven't heard for non-CPU exceptions, but basically every modern language uses a stack, and it needs to be unwound to throw exceptions. I mean, yeah. The language I know where functions are not re-entered by default is Cabal. Yeah, so like when you, like, for example, when you run Python and you say like Python program.py, and then you give it the arguments, right? What is your argv? I'm actually wondering what it is. I'm not sure. Let me see. Test py import os print os. No, it's not os, it's sys, right? So it's sys argv, right? Like this. So we do python test py, and it just gives us the test py, right? So we strip the Python from here, which makes sense, right? Because that's what we're actually running. But what if I do make this with a shebang, right? So usr bin env python, right? And then we like chmod test pi, and then we do test pi. Then we actually have the test pi. How does it know that? Well, I mean, I guess it's because this has just been rewritten into Python dot test pi. Yeah. That makes sense. So we just yeah, so like because I'm running in the interpreter mode and I'm running a thing, I need to like strip the first argument, which is my interpreter itself, right? Because we are running the interpreter. But what if I am inside the REPL? How does it work then? If I say over here, import sys and then sys argv, then it's just empty. Oh, okay. So because I'm not actually running any program and because I'm in a REPL, the argv is empty. And that would be the same thing for me then, right? Yeah, so we literally just ignore the first argument because that's the interpreter itself, right? And then when I do argc, I need to like subtract 1 here. I need to subtract 1 here, and when I'm doing the argv, I need to get index minus 1 here too, right? Because we are ignoring the first argument. No, we do index plus 1 because we have the extra argument. Okay, so now if we do cast this, so this is going to like run it on the example, but then if I say like test txt, it's going to say something like, yeah, because this parse exception unexpected argument. Wait, exception unexpected argument. Oh, wait, it's because I'm not passing the arguments to the thing, actually. Because I'm trying to parse the command line here. Can I do run? Oh, yeah, there's also like cast run. And that's going to give me run as an argument. Yeah, like parsing the command line arguments, it needs to actually happen, right? Because like it depends, it's not always just like cast and then the file. It is potentially cast run file, and then cast run file like this does not currently parse this thing. Do I need to do a dash dash? When you do a shebang, what's the actual like shebang thing? Shebang. Like, can I say optional 1 arg only? Interpreter is a path to an executable. The space is optional. There could be optional 1 arg only. So there can be only 1 argument here. Like, it means that I cannot translate a shebang to like the something that adds a dash dash, right? That adds dash dash after the program argument. for the extra arguments. So it means that when I'm parsing my arguments, I need to like automatically treat any extras as the arguments to my program, right? So do I instead do something like I instead do something like you know, so I will just have argv is reference to an empty array. How do you create an array in it? How do I make an empty one? How do I make an empty one? Did I not create an empty array, really? And combine, concat, copy, fill, init. Like this gives takes a function. I don't want to supply a function. Empty array. Oh yeah, maybe like with this syntax. With the syntax works, I guess. So this is string array ref, and then I will just assign this from the outside, like to the actual, like from the binary, right? So argv. I'm going to not use sys argv here, and I'm not going to do +1. I will instead say argv. And then this over here should not be -1, but it should be just argv. And then in cast binary. So over here, I'm parsing the command line arguments. Do you find something cast is missing? I'm missing parsing command line arguments, so that's what I'm doing right now. But I did solve the advent of code day 1 already. I'm just like trying to, yeah, actually, let me just say, I solved it, right? I'm improving the language a little bit. I'm doing adding argv support. That's like as part of improving the language, I guess. It's like this. So yeah, whenever I run, I need to say what argv is. Cast interpreter CLI args cast interpreter CLI args parse. Like it's over here. Yeah, this over here is the simplest thing ever, right? If it's empty, then we say path is none. If it's path, then we say this. And if it's first or last, then we have unexpected arg. But now I don't have the unexpected arg actually, because I just say that yeah. I just say over here that if we have path and then rest, then we say that path is this, right? But I am going to like, and then the rest is the like program args in themselves, right? So this is like the argv basically here. So we say cast interpreter natives argv. Yeah, this is a reference, so I need an exclamation mark here, by the way. That makes sense. So we do argv is equal to argv array of list, right? So this is all that I need to do, right? No, that is not that I need to do, because we still need the path actually. Path rest as argv. There we go. That's what we do. So now if I try running this, rule failed to generate the following targets. Why is OCaml compiler is like panicking now? Dash dash no such file or directory. Yeah, because we don't have a dash dash now. This is the actual argument, test.txt. This is now going to say that test.txt no such file or directory, right? So that's my actual argument to the thing. Yeah, that makes sense now. Nice. So I think this works. Let's just commit that, I suppose. Sys argc and argv at. And over here we can do flake update. I'm curious, what made you go back to OCaml after rewriting it in Rust? The compilation times. I had a very, very slow compilation time when it was written in Rust. It was taking more than a minute to recompile for the simplest change. That's why I went back to OCaml. I'm not sure if it's worth it though, going back to OCaml, because OCaml is like annoying to write compared to Rust. But it's compiling really fast, so like it's a trade-off, I guess. Do I want a better language, or do I want a language that's compiling fast? You know, but my own language is like almost ready for bootstrapping itself, so maybe like at this point I don't care and I need to like finish it. The only problem with bootstrapping is going to be like maybe like some bugs that I'm going to be finding, and performance. Yeah, I need to like make sure that my performance is not too bad, but maybe like I need to actually like do the compilation, because right now I don't have the interpreter, but I need the compiler. Maybe then it will be well enough for actual bootstrapping. But yeah, it's pretty nice for like solving the advent of code here with LSP and stuff, you know. It's kind of nice to write right now. Right now, I did not implement like a lot of the features that I actually want in the final language, but it's like a normal language currently, like a regular programming language, you know, I guess. So you're switching for Rust to OCaml because of performance, but your own compiler has performance issues. That's kind of ironic. But the reason is because I have written the code without thinking about performance kind of too much, right? Well, I mean, it's because it's the interpreter, right? The interpreter, even if it was written in Rust, would still have performance issues, right? In order for the interpreter to be quick, we need like we need a JIT anyway. Like, it's not because OCaml is slow, right? OCaml is fast enough. Okay, yeah, so path is if argc is more than 2, then this, otherwise example txt, right? So now we can just do source this. So this is running the example, and We do that using input txt, and this is like doing the actual input, right? Okay, maybe like this stack trace, maybe I should figure out, like, get rid of this stack trace right now. As another thing. But anyway, so this is just so that my advent of code solution can like arg like parse a file from argument or something, right? And also maybe like there should be the second argument, which is whether it is the part 2 or part 1. We either do that, or I have like 2 files for both parts, because I still want the first part to be here, right? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's call this input path. Let's have this somewhere in the very beginning. Input path arg cdbg print. I don't want that. Let's instead do some argument parsing here. Also, I want this to be like, there should be some common code that should be like extracted into a library. So let's have a like library. I don't know. It should be like a really small library though. Let's just have like common KS or something. So over here, I'm going to say like import common KS, right? And then we use everything from there, maybe. Yeah, how about that? And we like put this there. Cannot use dot star. Wait, why not? This works. I guess this doesn't work. I need to actually restart language server, and then it works. Let's do something like that. So this is my library, and wait, am I not supposed to have? Why do I not have the syntax highlighting here and stuff? That's the problem with my LSP. Must implement the rule before using it. That's weird. So in this file, I cannot use the more than or equal. I cannot import that. Really? I mean, I can do the include, I guess. That's going to work. I still don't have the LSP working in this file, which is weird. This seems to work. Okay, you know what? Let me get rid of this stack trace. This is annoying. So we do while evaluating over here. But this is also like literally I'm just catching any exception and then rethrowing it and then just adding this to the logs, right? But I need to do that not if the exception is something that is my own exception, right? That is an expected exception. And what is an accepted exception? The unwind, right? Unwind. We just throw it immediately then. Unwind. Then we just don't add that to the logs. There we go. That works. Don't log stack trace when throwing and handling unwinding. What time is it? Okay. Yeah, like I should be able to just use the files like this, and just including this should automatically say that the language server should work for this file too, but it seems like it's not working for some reason. Oh wait, I know why. It's because this is a dot dot. So like it's probably I have a u like it's because of that I have a URI like this, you know, like day one slash dot dot slash common ks, but I need to actually normalize the names in my like things, you know. I need to do that. Yeah, that would make sense, right? Like when I am appending this to my current file name, yeah. But it's like that works, yeah. But why does import not work though? That's another thing. It says must implement the rule before using it. Is it because when I'm importing stuff, I don't guest cannot use dot dot in the name? In the name of what? I don't know. I mean, no, I can. What do you mean? It's not part of the name. It's like going up the directory, right? Because this is like a relative path. It's probably because I don't have... Wait, but I do have access to the std. Right? So it's just like the syntax rules are not implemented. Oh, I know why. Wait, I know why, I think. So when I'm importing a file, what's happening is I am creating like a new compiler, but implementing the syntax right now is a side effect, but I am also importing the files only once, which is why it's only modifying the, like, implementing the syntax for the first time the syntax implementation is like imported, because syntax like more than or equal, this is just a macro basically. So this is just a syntax sugar for me calling a function called more, greater, or equal. Yeah, and that is like weird. Yeah. Okay, that's understandable. Let's keep it to be include for now though. Right. So that works. That works. Common. So yeah, over here, what I wanted to say is here is that's my input path. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I wanted to like parse my arguments here, right? I want to have input path and whether it is part 1 or part 2, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's say this, right? So part 1 is true, right? But how about we actually like go through the arguments then, right? Say I don't have a 4. Maybe I could have a 4. That's another thing that would be nice to have like 4 index in like 0 to 10 or whatever. But for now we just say I is 0. The new thing so that I don't expose this variable. While but I cannot use while because it's implemented here, right? Yeah, sure. Let's do loop. If I we start with the first one, which we ignore the argument, right? If I is more than or equal than argc, argc is std argc, and then we break, right? But we do something like that. Argument is std argv at I, and then I say that if argument is equal to part 2, then part 1 is false, right? And what else? Trying to compile error node. I think that should be fine though, right? Yeah, that's fine. That is a fake error. If argument is part 2, then this. Otherwise, there is like the only other argument, which is going to say that, you know, input path is example txt, and then over here we say input path is argument, right? I think something like this. So we can basically say part 2 here. Wait, what? Does that not work? Oh, wait, I need to do I plus equal 1 here. I is I plus 1, right? Cannot do plus equal in this part yet. No? Hello? Yeah, I guess like this does not work. Is break not working here? If I is more than, when will loop end? When I is more than or equal than argc, right? And then I'm increasing I here, so it should be working. Std dbg print arg. Wait, I'm not getting here. Wait, I need to save without formatting because the file was not saved. It's because when I have like in VS Code format on save, and my LSP right now is broken, I guess. So it did not actually save the file. That's the problem. Okay. So now if we say over here part 2, that's going to be like done, and then we'll do input txt. Okay, and then we can do this order, or we can do like the other order too. It doesn't really matter, right? Part 2, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Maybe we could improve that later. But then, yeah, we also say after that that part 2 is wait, I mean, yeah, part 2 is not part 1. Wait, do I have not? What do you mean? Yeah, while comparing not, could not find not in scope. Yeah, I don't have not. Let's do this. Let not x, let not is x into, if x, then false, else true, right? That's what we want. Actually, and okay, it's once again save without formatting. Okay, there we go. That works. So I can like do if part 1, and I can do if part 2 or whatever. We have the function not, sure. Good enough for now. So now I want to still have like the solution to part 1 and to part 2. So this is what I do if part 2, right? Can I just restart the language server? Formatting failed. Wait, okay, now it works. Okay. And then this is what I do if part 1, right? Like this. So yeah, now if I do just also let's make sure that if argument is part 1, then you know, then part 1 is true, so that we can like explicitly say on this that it is part 1, right? So for part 1 the answer is 3, and for part 2 the answer is 6, right? That's the difference in the example. So yeah, that's nice, I guess. But then I want this file. Would be really nice if this was actually handled by the LSP. Arg parsing. So how do I handle this in the LSP? I think it's you know, import is compiler import, right? That's what we want, right? So we have import URI, but where is the import used? In the core syntax, import and include. Yeah. So we have path expression is that. Path expression. Included file is some URI. Maybe relative to file. That's what we want, right? So we have file and maybe relative. If this starts with a dot. Oh, wait, hold on. If this, so hold on. Maybe I'm not treating dots as relatives. But then it's like really weird. If relative, then file path parent sub 0, and then URI with path. Replace the path with the supplied encoded path. So we just, yeah, this is just a string, right? So yeah, I just concatenate the strings. Oh wait, it's always, yeah, I'm stripping this prefix. Wait, what? Parent and relative. String index a slash plus 1. So yeah, I'm including the slash here. I guess I don't need to like strip the prefix this. I just need to normalize the paths. Is there something like normalizing the paths in the URI? Like, I don't know. Is there something about normalizing the paths here? URI. Canonicalized path. Canonicalized path. Is that's what I want, right? Canonicalize. But this is HTTP. Canonicalize port. Because like that's like for different schemes, the canonicalization is different, right? Wait, what? Canonicalized path is a function. If it's empty, then we return slash. I see. Scheme. And then file include generic. Generic canonicalized path is path. So it's like just keeping it as is. File. Wait, so the canonicalized path is not even like doing this thing, right? Dot dot. Is there a dot dot? Remove dot segments. Subroutine for resolve. What is that? Path. Remove dot segments. So yeah, this removes the dots and it removes the dot dots. Remove dot segments. There is normal. Wait, hold on. This is resolve. Resolve a URI with a base URI. Going to use the resolve here. Invariant. Every element is non-zero. Slashes only occur alone. Yes, it's better this way. This means you can retain separator context in recursion. So maybe relative to file. URI scheme. Yeah, this is only if we have the non-scheme. We have no scheme that it's relative. Oh, wait, do I need to like, hold on, URI resolve, right? So we need to resolve a URI against a default scheme and a based URI. Like, what does it even mean? Is there an example how to use it? TTT. Why is there two T's here as argument? A URI is like, and what is this string then? It's a scheme. And what is scheme? There is canonicalize URI, which is resolve. Okay, maybe I actually use the canonicalize. No, canonicalize is like doing it against the empty, right? But I need to, like, if it's relative, we have the, yeah, I guess this one is empty, but we start with not empty. We start with like the current URI, right? Okay, and then base H scheme. URI. Remove segment. Yeah, we merge the base path with URI path. We do that if path string. Wait, what? How is this even formatted? Hold on. If else if okay, hold on. If path string is path URI. If it's so it's not that, and it does not start with this slash. Okay, so this means that it's like a relative path, then it's like merging it, and that it's doing this if we have nuns here. Yeah, I think I need to do something like resolve. So instead of doing this, we don't do URI with path, we just do URI resolve using scheme that, and then the base is the parent, right? Can I do like parent URI path URI with path file? What is file? Wait, hold on. What is it with path? URI and path. Return the path component. Oh no, it's like updating the path component of this. Yeah. Okay, with path file parent, which is a little weird though. Maybe there is some better function that I can do. So like, this is like parent URI, right? And then I need to resolve parent URI using the relative path, right? Like this. But relative must be URI scheme. Well, I mean, just may be relative here, I guess. Maybe that's all that is the implementation of this function even. I'm not sure. Because that's me extending the URI module, right? Let's see if this works. So right now I have in the examples import 0, for example, right? This imports the 0, and I do have the completion here, even although this is not listed, I think, in my workspace. No, it actually is listed. Yeah, let's try then importing maybe not 0, but like 0, 2. 0, 2 just has 0 inside. Okay, I do have the completion here, which means that this actually works, right? Okay, but what if I do .02 and I move this file to the root? How do I move it to the root? Like that. So I can go here, and this works. But is it because my language server right now restarted? No recursive imports. Hello? Not recursive. Okay, now I broke the LSP at all. Completely, right? Wait, 02 is not moved. It still is here. Did I not move it? Move. Move. There you go. Now it works. cast examples import 0. So that imports it. If I restart, okay, this works now. I do have the LSP working here. Okay, but would it be still working if I changed this to the previous thing? I say it instead Yuri with a path file parent and relative, right? That's how it was before. And then it's not working here, right? So I actually fixed it. So this works, but I don't have the completion here. Okay, so now it worked with dot dots. Okay, nice. I think this is good. Move to trash. Test interpreter. Wait. Oh, wait. Did I move? I moved the wrong file. That's what happened here. Okay. Make maybe relative to file work for dot dot paths, right? Okay. Then we over here we say Nix Flake update. So I'm going to use this newer version, and we should just see this file getting the LSP support once it's reloading. Make LSP understand the dots imports. Okay, yeah, as you can see, we have the syntax highlighting here. So if I just save here, this is also going to format it normally. Okay, nice. But is there a reason why import was not working, or can this be imported and not included now? Import. Does that work? Now import doesn't work because of the syntax rule stuff. That's another bug. But I think maybe this is going to be handled not today. I want to like end this early today. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, update cast. Let's just try to readme here or something. Readme, right? This is Advent Code 2025 with cast, right? Let's see, cast programming language. Castlang.org. Okay, what do I do? It's a repository contains code, contains solutions. I don't know. Let's just have a link here, right? I don't know. Do I need to read me? Is anyone going to look at my repository? Bam, 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 bam. I guess that's good enough. Read me. All right, nice. if anyone is interested. But the there is more to improve in the language, but I can do that on the other days of the Advent of Code, I guess. We're going to slowly, as we go through the Advent of Code, make more improvements, right? So, see you next time. See who else is doing Advent of Code. Advent of Code GNU said. That sounds pretty masochistic. All right, let's
Okay. One thing.
let's go here. Right.
Is...
You guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Part of the sequence. This 0 is the final answer.